Tried to bribe their way out of it. And you know what the Iranians did? They laughed at Obama and they said he's a stupid son of a Iranians did? They laughed at Obama and they said he's a stupid son of a stupid son of a
President Donald Trump sparked fresh controversy while discussing Iran during the final day of the G7 summit in France, unleashing fresh criticism of former President Barack Obama and even dropping a profanity while comparing their respective Iran deals. The president was speaking to reporters as negotiations surrounding a new U.S. Iran agreement continued to dominate headlines. The draft deal is reportedly expected to be signed in Switzerland on Friday, although several details have yet to be publicly confirmed. And while talking about the proposed agreement, Trump once again turned his attention to Obama. The president revisited one of his long-running criticisms of the Obama administration's 2015 nuclear agreement with Iran, known as the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action. Under that deal, Iran received significant sanctions relief worth billions of dollars in exchange for limits on uranium enrichment and other restrictions aimed at preventing Tehran from developing a nuclear weapon. Trump withdrew the United States from that agreement during his first term and has repeatedly argued that his administration can negotiate a better arrangement. During Wednesday's remarks, Trump again brought up his claim that the Obama administration gave Iran, quote, $1.7 billion in cash. And then came the remark that immediately grabbed attention. While speaking about how he believes Iran viewed the Obama-era deal, Trump claimed, without providing evidence, that Iranian officials laughed at Obama and considered him, quote, a stupid son of a
The jcpoa done by Obama, he handed him $1.7 billion in cash, gave him hundreds of millions of dollars, gave him billions and billions of dollars, but he gave him $1.7 billion in cash, green cash from banks, into a Boeing 757 and flew it into Iran. And they stood at the plane. I have pictures of it, like, oh my, look at this money he's giving us. He tried to bribe his way out. I didn't do that. Nobody mentions that. $1.7 billion and hundreds of millions of dollars. They tried to bribe their way out of it. And you know what the Iranians did? They laughed at Obama and they said he's a stupid son of a
The expletive quickly became one of the most talked about moments of the president's briefing. Trump also pushed back against reports surrounding his proposed Iran agreement. Some reports have suggested that the deal could include a reconstruction fund worth as much as $300 billion for Iran, but Trump insisted the United States would not be contributing financially.
I want to mention Iran. We appreciate the relationship we've had over the short period of time with Iran. And the primary thing is, we can talk about the Iran deal all day long. We're not investing any money. We have the right to if we want, but we're not investing any money. We didn't pay for it like Obama did. He paid billions of dollars. He paid $1.7 billion from an airplane, all green cash. It was crazy. I watched that. I couldn't believe it. But the one thing that's happening that's of note, frankly, the only thing that really matters to me, is Iran will never have a nuclear weapon. And it says it loud and clear. They're not going to develop it, they're not going to buy it, they're not going to do anything with it. And if they do, they suffer unbelievable consequences. Not just a little bit like, I won't even tell you the consequences, but the consequences are the ultimate consequences. And with that being said, I hope we have a very good relationship. But the biggest thing is they will not have a nuclear weapon. And that's the reason I got in, and that's the reason I agreed to sign. And we originally had, Marco was with me, and they originally wrote that we will not develop a nuclear weapon. I said, no, you're not going to develop it, you're not going to buy either. So we have, that took another couple of days of time. Everything was, it's ridiculous, but so we they will not develop purchase, buy, or any other thing. They're not going to acquire a nuclear weapon. If they do, all hell will rain down on them. And they're not going to do that, you know.
And this wasn't the only incident grabbing headlines. On Wednesday, Trump was reportedly an hour late to one of the G7 sessions, and upon entering the room, allegedly joked, quote, "I'm the boss."
Well, hello. I'm the boss.
It was supposed to be a high-stakes gathering of the world's most powerful leaders. Instead, cameras captured an awkward moment that instantly went viral. Donald Trump arrived about an hour late to a G7 session, walked into the room, and declared something which was met with laughter from the gathering of the world's most powerful leaders. And that cringe-worthy exchange quickly overshadowed discussions on war, global trade, and one of the most consequential diplomatic agreements of the year.
Well, hello. I'm the boss. How are you?
If there was one image from the final day of the G7 summit that spread across social media faster than any policy announcement, it was this: U.S. President Donald Trump making a delayed entrance before jokingly proclaiming, "I'm the boss." The comment drew laughter from leaders already gathered inside the meeting room, creating an uncomfortable yet headline-grabbing moment that immediately fueled online reactions.
Well, hello. I'm the boss. How are you?
For critics, it was an embarrassing display that distracted from serious diplomacy. For supporters, it was simply Trump being Trump, confident, theatrical, and unbothered by protocol. Either way, the moment became one of the summit's defining visuals. Ironically, the meeting itself carried enormous global significance. Leaders were discussing economic challenges, artificial intelligence, and mounting geopolitical tensions. The biggest headline behind closed doors was the tentative agreement involving Iran. The G7 nations collectively backed efforts aimed at preventing Iran from obtaining a nuclear weapon, while supporting measures intended to stabilize the region and reopen the strategically vital Strait of Hormuz. That waterway remains one of the world's most important shipping corridors, with a substantial share of global energy supplies historically passing through it. Restoring confidence in maritime traffic has become a major objective for governments and financial markets alike. Trump defended the agreement by emphasizing that preventing Iran from acquiring nuclear weapons was his primary goal, describing that objective as the key measure of success. Yet, despite the diplomatic progress, social media focused less on policy and more on personality. Video clips of Trump's entrance circulated widely, with many users poking fun at the "I'm the boss" remark and the laughter that followed. Some commentators portrayed the exchange as awkward and out of touch during a summit tackling international security and economic uncertainty. Others argued the laughter reflected camaraderie rather than ridicule, saying Trump's off-the-cuff humor often breaks the stiffness of formal diplomatic events.